Hello, hello from Chicago and my kitchen. This is Anupi's tips and tricks, and I want to give everybody just a little bit of brightness in your day. So I'm doing these Facebook Lives with some of my absolute favorite recipes from my cookbooks, and I want to show you how we actually cook at home. And one thing I have to say, so many of you, as we are home, spending less time out there, restaurants are closed, we are cooking more and more, and a lot of you I can see on Instagram as well as on Facebook and through my emails are cooking Indian food. But I'm going to tell you something that so many of you that are not Indian are actually doing wrong. And wrong, I use broadly. I don't mean that anything is ever wrong. If you like it, that's great, but I'm going to show you how to elevate your Indian experience at home super duper simply. And I talk about it in all of my cooking classes. I am all about the side salad, and there's a reason behind the craziness of mine for these salads. Ayurvedically, Ayurveda is the Indian science of the body. It is all about getting different textures, different taste, a little bit of tartness, a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of crunch, a little bit of softness, all in the same bite. That is why Indian food is so incredibly addictive, because it is an explosion in your mouth of all these textures and flavors, and you want it all in that one bite. And that's why we have different layers and we have different sections on our plate, on our thalis, of these different sorts of textures as well as different sorts of flavor profiles. And the salad is an incredible critical part of that. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering already, of that whole experience. So if you're sitting down, you're making a butter chicken, if you're making a matar paneer, if you're making whatever dish you're making, chana, and you're having it over your basmati rice, add a little crunch with the side salad, and you will take your experience, your Indian food experience, to a whole new level. I wish Indian restaurants would explain this to their patrons a little bit better, why these salads are so incredible and so delicious and so incredibly important to the meal process. In fact, when I take my kids out to eat, they demand from the waiters at Indian restaurants that they get the side salad, that it has a green chili on it, that it has a little bit of chaat masala with it. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. And it's funny because the last time that happened, the table next to us, that was a group of non-Indians, said, "Ooh, what is it that you're getting? We want to do the same thing." So they asked the waiter to bring the same thing out for them, and their experience with Indian food was elevated, taken to a whole nother level. So let's show you what I'm doing today. I am making one of my favorite side salads. It's really just like a salsa. It's called Kachumber. And if you have my third cookbook, Indian for Everyone, please pull it out. I'm going to show you exactly where this recipe is. And let's flippy-do this camera. Ta-da, here we go. All right, so here we go. Here's my book. And the front cover itself for Indian for Everyone is super meaningful. All of these photos were shot in my home. We did over 40 recipes in like 5 or 6 days. And if you've never shot a cookbook, you just cannot comprehend how much work that actually is. But see this salad right here? My food stylist set this shot up. That was her muslin cloth right there. I'm a little bit upset because that little tiny patch of color, I wish we'd covered it up, but that's okay. We loved this picture so much because it was so special. It has coconut chutney in it, mint chutney, tamarind chutney, a little chai, basmati rice. I made all those dishes to go into those vessels, and I made this kachumber salad. Kachumber is basically a side salad, and it just means all kind of chopped up and mixed up, and it is an Indian salsa. It is here on page 52. If you have my book and you use it, open up this morning, this opening section, and it is invaluable for all the different sides. I said morning because it's right next to my mom's morning cleanse, which I do every single morning. But the Kachumber Indian salsa salad is phenomenal. All it is, and this is the technique behind the recipe, chop, 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 chop things, put them in a bowl just like you would make a salsa. And then the way we hit it with lemon juice and spices is super different and critical. So this stuff, you know. And look at this. This is red onion that I had. You could use yellow onion if you wanted. And I just chop it up like this, and I keep it in my fridge in these glass jars. It will last you about a week or two. I guarantee when you have it like this, you will just use it so much more. It's already prepped. I did this prep about a week and a half ago. I have the videos to prove it. You all know that I did. Ooh, and I just realized I forgot something, but I will go and get that in a second. And then here's some cucumber that I chopped up this morning because it's tough to chop with just one hand. And just for the fun of it, I thought, let me cut up a mango. I had a bunch of mangoes that were going very ripe in my fridge. I got them from Little India, which is the Vaughan Avenue here. And the way I cut into this mango a little bit too much, so you see that. I will cut the length and then I'll cut across, and I'll show you how to do it. In a separate video, I'll do a video on cutting up mango and how I do it. And then I make these squares. My kids love it because now if I didn't cut through by accident, you would just flip it and then you've got these little cool little squares. I will take a spoon and I'll just kind of cut these all out so they look really pretty in my salad. You don't have to put the mango in, but a lot of chefs, I noticed a couple years ago actually on United flights, their Indian food is so elevated. I mean, they were putting in fun sweet notes like pomegranate seed in their side salads. We always get the international vegetarian option, and that's how you get all of these amazing Indian dishes. Now, I'm going to walk you over to my fridge, and I apologize in advance if it's a little messy, but it's usually pretty, oh my God, I have to look in here. Okay, it's usually pretty good. I've got my chilies right here in a container. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out. Oh, look at this nice long one. Let's use that one. All right, and welcome to everyone that just joined. We're making a kachumber salad, page 52 of Indian for Everyone, my third book. And I'm not gonna chop these chilies the way I'd like because again, I'm working with one hand, but just so you get the idea, let's not make this too dangerous, but we're gonna go ahead and just slice them down. Keep in mind on chilies, okay? There is no reason in Indian cooking to throw out the seeds or the membrane on the inside. In Western cooking, they do that. We don't, we use it all. But here's the thing, it's a little counterintuitive. The more you slice, the more heat you release on a chili. So let's go ahead and just, if you don't want the chili, but you don't want the heat from the chili, but you want the flavor, just slice it down in half when you're cooking. In a salad, it's hard because you don't want to bite into it if you don't like the heat. But if you like the heat, throw in that chili. And look at that. Look how pretty that looks. Now we're going to have to hit it with a little acid. The acid is going to come from lemon juice. You can use lime. You can also use some vinegar. I think it's great. Apple cider vinegar, it's wonderful. And look, I saw a seed fall in there, but I'll grab it. Apple cider vinegar is just a wonderful vinegar to get into your day-to-day. It's not something traditionally that we use in Indian cooking or salads, but it is acidic and it's very healthy for you. And I try to have a little bit every day if I can. A tablespoon with a cup of warm water is all you really need, but you could use that to sub in here, but really lemon juice is key, and lots of lemon. There we go. And now we're gonna hit it with our spices. Now, some folks, you know, the feedback on Amazon on my cookbook, sometimes, and this is probably just about 1%, if even that, people complaining about how many spices we use in Indian food. But here's the thing. My platform is about authentic Indian cuisine. I am not going to give you shortcuts because I'll give you other options, but I want to tell you how we actually eat it, because if you don't see it and if you don't know, then how are you going to do it at home at some point? You've got to strive for, you know, something, right? I mean, that's the goal. So what I'm going to show you is I use some black salt. Kala means black, namak means salt. Black salt is the umami of Indian cuisine, especially in North India. It is what boosts your flavor profiles in cold prep. So like a cold salad like this, once it mixes with the lemon juice, OMG, it is like, my mouth is watering right now. Umami is like that underlying extra taste profile that just is absolutely delicious. You don't need a lot of it. Now, if you have a chaat masala, which is this one, this is my own blend. We sell it on my website, indianasapplepie.com. Use it. Chaat in Hindi basically means so delicious. You want to lick your fingers clean. It has a little bit of the black salt in it and other ingredients. It's my own recipe from years of loving Indian street food. So I created my recipe. I found a co-packer to actually roast my spices and grind them down for me. And now I'm going to give you a couple other quickies. I'm going to reach into my spice box, my spice tiffin, and grab a little bit of red chili powder. Now, you don't have to do this if you don't like a lot of heat, but I love it. And I always add a little bit of chili powder into our salads. And then regular salt. And that is truly it. There is no oil in our salad. So it's really more like a salsa, especially this kachumber. Now, typically what we'll do is, if I'm serving a meal to my family, on the side I'll just slice the onion long, and then I'll put lemon juice on it, a little bit of salt and pepper, a little black salt, and we just have it to eat with our meal. So that's the thing. This is the beautiful, beautiful side salad you can make with the sweet notes. If you don't like the sweet notes, just take that mango out, take that fruit out. But another thing you could use instead of the mango would be grapes. You can slice them down, put that in there. They're delicious. I have a recipe for grape salad that's similar to this one in my cookbook. And it is going to become your go-to. You're going to love these salads, and you're going to be like me, where you're not going to be able to eat your Indian meal without a side salad once you start. And a couple questions that you've got here, I want to answer them now. Tom, cut this stuff small if you want. If you want to make it into a kachumber salad, the way you slice and dice will kind of change the eating experience you have. So oftentimes we really just leave the onion sliced long, we leave the chili whole, and you just kind of pick up a piece and then you bite into it as you're eating a bite of your food. So it just depends on what kind of experience you want. And also, in terms of the black salt, yes, it has a sulfuric tang to it, and it is used quite a bit in making eggs. If you want to make vegan eggs, I will take my tofu and I will mash it down a little bit, make tofu crumbles, and then use the black salt as a replacer because it has a sulfuric tang to it. It is mined in Pakistan and areas of North India, and they call it black salt, even though I know it looks a little confusing, even though it's kind of pink, because when it's wet, it turns a little dark or black. And Deborah, sub on cucumbers. I mean, you can just leave the cucumbers out. I will dice a tomato in there sometimes. I will use kohlrabi. That's another really cool crunchy veggie. I will also use daikon. Oh my God, daikon, not only diced, but also grated, is phenomenal. I will also use grated carrots. So really, you can do anything you want with this combination of lemons, black salt. The chaat masala, I would say, is your bonus extra if you have it. Order it from us if you'd like, or order it from an Indian grocer that you know and love. Red chili powder, and then just regular salt. All right? And any other questions, folks, before we sign off? I am doing these posts because all my classes were canceled, and I've got a little extra time at home, and I know all of you are at home, and I want to encourage all of you to absolutely cook more, and I want to reach more and more of you. And I also want to say that as an author, the only way that I can create a business for myself is if all of you buy my book, tell people about my books, about my platform. It's really just the best way to get the word out on what I'm doing, and I appreciate all the help and the support. I really do. And then another thing that my publisher is doing, my publisher is a local Evanston, Illinois-based publisher called Agate, A-G-A-T-E. I will be posting about this, and I guess I can flip the camera around for you. Hey, they told me that they are running a really cool offer to really support us authors and support them as a local publisher. They are offering half off any ebook of mine. And so if you want to hop on agatepublishing.com, I think that's their website, but I will provide a link for all of you. Until the first, maybe second week of April, they are offering half price, 50% off ebooks. So you can actually download any of my cookbooks for 50% off. It is such a generous offer. They're not even in their offices to be able to push books out there. So this was a great way for them to encourage all of you who are maybe having a tough time, you've lost your job, you've lost your source of income, to be able to still benefit from cookbooks and cook at home and cook with your family and get through the next couple days and weeks ahead, maybe months, who knows. So it's just something that they offered up, they told me about. I will provide more information and links to all of you. For now, you can go in there. It is slightly confusing when you go in and you click and you look at my cookbooks. It'll look like you're paying full price, but when you go to the end, you'll enter a code. So I'm going to give you a code to be able to get that 50% off before you sign off. But if you have the books, use the books, and that is what all of these videos are for. And support authors like me and my friends that are out there doing what we do. We love interacting with all of you. It really just there we go, we blipped. It makes my day to be able to connect with all of you, and it's so sad when I can't teach my classes that I regularly do to see all of you. All right, on that note, I am leaving all of you. It's my cousin's birthday in England, and we're gonna celebrate online. We're gonna have a virtual birthday party, so I've got to figure out how to log in. But just wanna let you know how special all of you are to me. Thank you for supporting Indian as Apple Pie. Tell your friends, just share the link and share the love, and we will get through the next couple weeks and months together. Bye, everybody.